Yeah, I admit it. Ate me. Anyway, of all the holidays that I care less about, Thanksgiving is certainly in the top three. I don't need anyone telling me the meaning or the need to celebrate, nor what's going on at that stupid parade or anything about a dumbass football game. I don't care. I don't even care for the food. Oh no, that's blasphemy? Will you hear that? That's the dead silence that indicates how I don't give a dead rat's ass. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a picky eater, and I'm not proud of it. Mostly because I grew up eating American food. But as I got older and started eating more beyond just rolls to keep people from turning heads, I just didn't feel satisfaction eating some of it. If anything, eating the feast felt like a chore. And that's all the holiday has been for me. A chore. You can bring up how it's family get-togethers and whatnot, but I'm more of a guy who's about found family over blood, with a few exceptions. Now, back when I was a dumb little kid, it was an excuse to see my cousins, who I loved hanging out with. But times have changed, and thus I've grown distant from them and other family members. It was also an excuse for us to have a 3-day break from school, probably the only reason most kids would like it. But as for family, don't you ever feel like there are family members where you simply know them and love them by obligation, but never grew close to them nor put your full trust in them? That's how it feels with a good chunk of my family, looking back on it. And let me tell you, I know that some folk, likely even someone watching this, has that one family member they had to see each November that they despised. I'm fortunate to never have had such a person, but I acknowledge y'all's pain. Hell, you want to know what else includes constant family get-togethers? The freaking holidays, which take up the entirety of the next month. Dare I say, with how close that is, makes Thanksgiving obsolete in that regard. You know what else makes it obsolete? Our country's history. The first Thanksgiving began when the first colonizers set foot here and led to centuries of theft and other damages brought on to the natives. You can bitch about me virtue signaling or how I'm contributing to critical race theory, which let me say, I'll admit, I don't do much to contribute to Native Heritage Month, aside from acknowledging its existence. That's on me. However, when you learn about the history of how much natives have suffered, can you goddamn blame anyone for having disdain for America? And this holiday? Theft aside, there's been slaughters, pillaging, sexual assaults, even enslavement and kidnapping. That last one especially extends towards the children, who were stolen from their parents and forced into these Christian boarding schools in an attempt to brainwash them into being a part of white man's world. If that's not authoritarian enough for you, these kids were even abused and murdered, leading to the mass graves found under these schools. Another reminder that I am proud to be a former Christian, and that this country is nowhere near as perfect as they've tried hammering into us, with this holiday's inclusion certainly not helping. It's also not helping that there are injustices to natives even happening in the present, with Oklahoma's governor finding ways to screw over the 5 civilized tribes. Word of advice stit, instead of making us another typical southern state, how about allowing us to be known for our tribal roots? So yeah, that's basically it for me. Besides the last point, nothing too complex regarding my indifference towards Thanksgiving. I'm also not going to shame those who celebrate despite our history. Nobody likes a woke scold. If it's special for you, whatever. I don't care for it. I haven't celebrated in years, and a future without it would be better than another exhausting stroke to the US's ego, at least from an American's perspective. With its controversial history, good thing the holiday season follows up to make up for it. And to those celebrating Native Heritage Month, I hope y'all had a good one.